Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Nice to have you on with us. We sure appreciate it big time. Let's see if I can say hello to some dear friends this morning. We'll see if this comes up. Hopefully it does. Okay. Anyway, how are you? And we want to say hello to friends this morning. Let's see, I gotta hold on a minute till I get my notifications. I can see that you are, and some names are coming up. Let's see if I can see them. I gotta have it on there. Yep, it should be right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need to look at names. I can't see any right here yet. Okay. Now this is yesterday's, wasn't it? No, this is today's. Hold on a minute. All right, let's go back. Here we go. Susan, as far as I know, Susan, you're number one on the hit parade this morning. Eileen from Brampton, Carol, West Virginia, Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Bonnie, Little Britain, Diane, Thunder Bay, Beverly, New Brunswick, Catherine, Springdale, Newfoundland, Laurie from Cambridge, France, bonjour, and Patricia, how are you, from Pulaski, Tennessee, Tina, Nova Scotia, Judy, how are you, from New Brunswick, Wanda from Virginia, Sandy, Chilliwack, British Columbia, Grace from The Rock, Newfoundland. I love you guys out there. Mary from Newfoundland, Gander, Denise, Chatham, Kent, Helga, good morning, Scarborough, Cheryl from West Virginia, Carol from Wasaga Beach, no swimming right now, is there? Cindy, Saskatchewan, David, Jensen Beach, Florida. I know where that is. John, Elgin, Marlo, Ottawa, Marla, Oregon, Sharon, Kansas, Linda from New Brunswick, Denise, how are you? And Lisa, and Patricia, and Marianne, Diane, Kevin, Linda, from St. Jude, Quebec, Donna. Rosalinda said I missed her at the top. Rosalinda, you're absolutely right. But I only read what I see. It didn't come up on my feed. But I have no doubt that you and Kevin and probably Brahim and others I missed. Vonda, Jeanette, Nativity, Maureen from Boca Raton. How are you, Maureen? Janice. Beverly, saying hi to Judy. Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec. How are you? Arlene, Patricia, Wendy. I didn't see the other Wendy. Wendy's from BC. John and Linda from Fenelon Falls. Gloria, New York. Meta Keen. Alain. Now you tell me what that is, sir. Leamington. Bruno, how are you? Marilyn, Donna, Francis, Cecilia, Deb from Harrow, Dorothy, Darlene, Sue, Rose. I'm going to miss some. Luella, Milika, Teresa, Donna. You guys, I love you dearly. Dave, Lynn Marie, Bream said I missed him. Brenda, Edith. Here's one. Sedelia, how are you, from Vancouver this morning? Bright and early. Irene, Judy. Okay. Guys, how are you? Okay, let's get going. Now, I was reading an article the other day, and I sort of forgot about this. It's been a while since I had looked at this, but I was reading an article on Dr. Salisbury, okay? And have you guys heard of Salisbury steak? I remember that. But there's a story behind it. And like I said, I sort of forgot about it until I read this article the other day. And I said, yeah, I remember learning that. But I didn't look at all of it in the past. But I sort of said, okay, let me look into this a little bit. Do you know what the story is with Dr. Salisbury? Okay. What's the story? Well, here's the story. That during the Civil War, Dr. Salisbury was noticing like guys weren't just dying from bullets, although lots did. You know, tragic war, wasn't it? The amount of people killed in the Civil War. Anywho, Dr. Salisbury, people were dying of scurvy. I mean, other than bullets and bayonets, dying of scurvy and dysentery. And he couldn't figure that out, but he tried a little experiment, and it was actually, he wrote about it. He documented his treatment. And you know what he did? Because the army's diet was made up of beans, okay? And they were getting these like dysentery. They were getting scurvy, which is a lack of vitamin C. And what he did is that he gave them minced meat, okay? So Salisbury steak, minced meat 3 times a day and water. That's all, okay? Took them off the beans and minced meat 3 times a day. You know what happened? No more scurvy. No more dysentery. And he documented treatment of TB, tuberculosis, rheumatism. You know, I haven't heard that word in a long time. Rheumatism. Okay, we call it. Well, rheumatism, I guess, is more of an arthritic type of pain or whatever. I just never hear that word anymore. I think I did when I was first in practice. I got rheumatism. Okay, like I know what rheumatoid arthritis is. That's an autoimmune disease. But okay, when's the last time you heard about rheumatism? I just never see that anymore. Okay, just a generalized pain, I think, in the bones. Mental disorders. This is what he documented. Okay, digestive diseases, obesity, and even gout. I didn't know there was any obesity. Maybe there was some. Okay, he documented, and the Salisbury, I don't know how you even say it, Salisbury, I used to say it fast, so Salisbury steak, okay, was named after him. Okay, and you go back, okay, and you see these things, and like it's amazing how that hasn't been pulled forward. And I'm going to tell you why, because I actually wrote about this in Sun, Steak, and Steel. I wrote about it in the metabolic reset. And by the way, guys, because a lot of people ask me this, the metabolic reset is in the book Sun, Steak, and Steel, because I put it in there because a lot of people were asking if they need to get that book. Well, you don't need to get that book if you have Sun, Steak, and Steel. Okay? Anyway, so the history of the diet, eating meat, and how good it is for you, has been well documented in history. Like, people knew this way before, like, we're not talking like, you know, me and eggs, meat, and cheese. Well, today, it's almost lost because meat has been vilified. And I can tell you where things went really south, okay? Because in 1928, okay, this was a well-documented, I actually got podcasts on this, so if you want, you can look up Canadian Arctic explorer by the name of Stephenson, okay? Stephenson, okay? Stephenson. He got caught up in the Arctic. Okay, he was an explorer. He got caught up in the Arctic, and his sort of rescue ship didn't reach him. So guess what he had to do? He lived with the Inuit, he lived with the Eskimos, and he observed them. He was, a scientist, and he observed them. He ate the way they ate, and he wrote all about it. And he couldn't get over how healthy this population was. He couldn't get over how well he felt. And he documented it. This is 1928. And what he did when he got back, he actually got, I think it was the Bellevue Hospital in New York City, to do an experiment on him. And they thought he was crazier than a hoot owl. But they said, okay, you're going to die though. You're going to die of scurvy. Because you're asking us to feed you nothing but, water and meat. So they started him off because they thought they were smart. This is, 1928. And they thought they were smart. So they said, well, we're going to give you lean meat because you don't want that fatty meat. Imagine all the way back to 1928. And so he stayed in the hospital for 1 year in Bellevue Hospital in New York. You can read about this, guys, okay? I'm not making this up. And after a few weeks of this lean meat, he wasn't feeling good. And he said, you got to feed me the way I told you to feed me. You got to give me fatty meat. I need fat because that's what the Inuit eat. They eat all the blubber, all the fat of the seals and the whales. They eat all of it. They eat all the organs, but they eat a lot of fat. Big time. Okay, so he said, you got to feed me. I'm not feeling good. Feed me the other. Okay, so what they did, they added fat, the fatty meat, and he stayed in that hospital, in the Bellevue Hospital for a year. They couldn't get over how good. For everything that they could test him on in those days, he was healthy as a horse. They documented this. Okay? They documented it. And it was actually published in JAMA, the Journal of American Medical Association, in 1930. This experiment with Dr. Stephenson. And then, guess what? Got buried. Because around the same time, 1920, a little earlier, they discovered insulin. Okay? So the treatment for diabetes, which was rare, by the way, but diabetes has been around a long time. And there's a lot of recorded research on diabetes, and the treatment for it was food. There was no medicine before insulin. Insulin was discovered in 1920. Before that, it was diet. And this was part of my training in clinical nutrition, that I studied these guys that, I go back a couple 100 years, and they gave you meat. They took you off all bread and sugar. Not that they ate a lot of sugar in those days comparatively to what we do today, but no more. Like, they knew that carbs and diabetes go together. They knew that. We've known it for a couple of 100 years. What happened? Dr. Salisbury, what happened? That was during the Civil War. And then Dr. Stephenson, what happened? It was in the Journal of American Medicine. How you can reverse almost everything with fatty meat. Okay. And it's been lost, guys. What happened? Well, you know me. There's two forces in the world. Huge. And good luck trying to fight it. And that's Big Pharma with the discovery of insulin, and big food. I think last week or the week before, I talked to you about Dr. Otto Warburg, who talked about fermentation, and cancer is ravenous for sugar. I mean, we knew that in 1928, guys. Why don't they talk about that anymore? Well, it got buried. Why did it get buried? Well, big food, big pharma. They run the world, guys. They run the world. And they certainly run the world of medicine. And amazing, like, there's no nutritional training in medical schools. And this is why I use the expression all the time that not in every case, guys, but in most cases, okay, you're better off talking to your plumber than you are your doctor about nutrition. And I say that jokingly, but in reality, that's pretty well true. And this is why I always want to give you guys an honorary degree in nutrition. Because I tell you, it's shocking how little people know about food. Because they've been lied to. Anything they do know, cholesterol, bad. Fat, bad. Red meat, especially, bad. Eggs, cholesterol. Butter, cholesterol. Bad. Limited. If some people had their way, guys, Bill Gates and company, we wouldn't even be able to eat meat. They want to get rid of cows. What? Yes. And they blame the cows for climate. Are you kidding me? The poor cows. No, but guys, if you want to get, I used a term the other day, saturated stupidity. Because to see nutrition, and even today, like here we are in 2025, and they still vilify saturated fat. That's why I call it saturated stupidity. Salisbury steak. And guys, you know me. I'm not only steak, eggs. And I'm a big dairy guy. I don't want you to toss dairy out. I want you to switch it. Good dairy is good for you. Good dairy is good for you. It's got a lot of fat in it, right? Good dairy has fat. You know, I was in the grocery store yesterday and I look for this because I like to give myself a migraine, okay? And I go in the dairy section and then I watch for fat-free or 2%. I remember telling a guy on the radio who was talking about how good 2% is. I said, that's the size of your brain. You know, the fat-free milk. Oh, drink that skim milk, Dr. Martin. I said, no, because that's not normal. That's not what milk looks like when it comes out of a cow. You need fat. You absolutely need fat. And we knew this a long time ago. But, the geniuses of the world who got saturated stupidity, you know, it started way back when. I watched it happen, guys. I've been around the sun enough times to tell you I watched it. I got taught it. I had to pass my exams, guys. I got trained. I had to shut my mouth to some extent when you're in school. You see, I never bought it. I didn't buy it. That steak was bad for you? My dad lived on it. My dad had steak 6 nights a week and roast beef on the 7th. Just about, and I mean it. I tell you guys the story of that all the time because my dad was diabetic, 1968. I was 16 years old. I watched it happen. I watched my dad. Son, it's sugar diabetes. No more sugar. He cut his carbs down. Big time, my dad. He knew. He says it's sugar diabetes. In 1968. Then I go to school. They teach me, you need moderation and you need sugar and your brain needs sugar and, you know, lean meat better than, you know, and then, you know, like I was there in the 70s. They were telling me, you know, like margarine is better than butter. Margarine's better than butter? I never bought that for 1 second. I said, put a tub of margarine on a hot day outside on your deck. And then put some butter out there on a hot day outside your deck. Put the margarine beside it and see who the bugs go after. See what the bugs go after. They'll go after butter, not margarine. They're smarter than we are because we got saturated stupidity. And even today, they still teach it. I hear it all the time. And they tell us that the plant kingdom is much better than the animal kingdom. They tell us that all the time. They're trying to blame cancer on meat. They try and blame heart disease on cholesterol. And cholesterol, guys, I'm sorry, it's not in the plant kingdom. Oh, that must make plants better for you. No, it don't. You need cholesterol. Every day I hear about the nonsense about cholesterol. It's a migraine a day. You know what I mean? And I get people, they ask me, if they see me to my face and ask me, I said, well, you can't make me care. Well, hi, doc, I want to show you my cholesterol. I can't, you can't make me care. I want to show you my total cholesterol. I don't care. I want to show you, no, I want to look at your triglycerides. That's bad fat. And your HDL. Give me those two numbers. That's all I need to know. And I want your cholesterol to be high, by the way, not low. You got high cholesterol? I'll give you a high five. You got high cholesterol? Your doctor says you're going to have a heart attack. I tell you, you're going to live longer. Well, which is it? Which is it? All the nutrients in the universe. Do you know what Dr. Salisbury? Do you know what happened to his men? His patients? No more scurvy. People ask me about that, by the way, all the time. What about Dr. Martin's scurvy? Okay? Remember Jacques Cartier? I love that story. Okay? He named Canada. Jacques Cartier. He had 25 of his men die on the ship of scurvy. It wasn't because they didn't have oranges. Guys, scurvy, one of the biggest problems, and this is, I've taught you this before. One of the biggest problems with when you eat a lot of sugar or carbohydrates, you need a lot of vitamin C. Okay? To metabolize that glucose. Okay? You need a lot of it. And by the way, vitamin C and sugar, boy, they look alike. Molecularly, they look alike. So your cells get really confused by that. It's amazing, and they've shown this. Don't just take my word for it. Like Dr. Salisbury, he even recorded this. Wrote about it. Well, guys had scurvy. I give them meat and water, and they got no more scurvy. Hello? The Inuit, they don't have scurvy. But you see, when you're eating a high fat, high protein, eggs, meat, and cheese, you don't need a lot of vitamin C, first of all, because it's not competing with sugar. Okay? And it's not that I don't like I like the real vitamin C, which is coffee. You guys know that. And it is the real vitamin C. Because people go, wait, Dr. Martin, what planet are you on? No, I mean it. Because it should be given the name the real vitamin C. Why is that? Because it is so good for you. It is so much better than the other vitamin C for you. I'm not against ascorbic acid. But the amount that you need is nothing compared to what coffee does for you. Okay? I doubled down on that, tripled down on that, quadrupled down on that. I'm a coffee studier. I'm a coffee researcher. No, I let other people do the research, and I bring it to you. But guys, do you think I was kidding about that? No. It's a gift. Enjoy. I mean it. Like, people feel guilty because, that coffee is going to kill you. Dehydrate you. No, it don't. It's good for you. You know? Sometimes it was tough coming into my office because, I didn't have good news a lot of times for people. I said, you want the good news or the bad news first, And then he'd say, well, give me the bad news first. I said, okay, well, you're diabetic or your A1C's up the wazoo. Your triglycerides are too high. Your HDL is too low. You're upside down. You're in trouble. You're on the Titanic. Okay, well, give me the good news. I said, we can fix this. But it all starts with you. Not me. You. You have to implement. You go home and learn to say no. Hardest word in the English language is what? N-O spells no. It's hard. No. 30 days. No. No bread. What? No bread? No bread. No noodles. No. No cereal. No. Learn to say no. I said, you'll thank me later. The good news is, okay, here's the good news. The good news is we can fix. We're going to help. We're going to change your blood work. Big time. Your A1C is going to go down. Your triglycerides are going to go down. Your HDL is going to go up. Your inflammation markers are going to go down. Your liver is going to empty itself. If you got high liver enzymes, I often saw that in the office. Well, we're going to fix that. We're going to reverse that. We're going to empty your liver of fatty liver. We're going to fix it. And this is with diet. Yep, with diet. You don't start with food, guys. Right? This stuff's been all documented. All documented. The reset came out of just the amount of patients that had insulin resistance. 93% of the population. Of course, in my office, it was almost 100%. They didn't come to see me when they were well. Well, most people. A few people did. They wanted to come, Doc, I feel good. What do you think? Okay. We might do a little tweaking here or there. But most people, it's not, the Bible says, Jesus said this. It's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. Well, most people came to my office. Well, they had to wait 3 to 6 months to see me. Well, they weren't feeling good, most. They had trouble, horror moans. And one of the biggest horror moans they had, and they didn't even know this, was their insulin was upside down, which creates a cascade of problems and can only be fixed by food. You need a paradigm shift, I would tell them. You got to trust me. I know what I'm talking about. And we're going to prove it to you. The proof will be in the pudding. Not only how you're feeling, but your blood markers, your biomarkers in your blood. They're going to change. Trust me. And then, you know what the other part of the good news was? You can drink coffee. And I had people giving me a hug. What? My doctor told me to cut back. No, you can drink coffee. As a matter of fact, I order you to drink coffee. I order you to drink water and coffee. I don't want you drinking anything else for 30 days. Nothing else. Okay. If you want to have a Dr. Martin's fatty smoothie, perfect smoothie with lots of fat, yeah, you can have that too. Okay. It's the only thing I'm allowing you to drink other than water and coffee. I meant it. Some gave me hugs. They were so happy. You're making my life miserable because I can't have any carbs, but you're giving me good news because I can drink coffee. I love coffee. Yeah. Don't put no milk in it. Oh, no. You can put cream, not milk. Oh, okay. Don't put no sugar in it. No, can't have sugar. Oh, you'll get used to it. Form a habit. 21 days to form a habit. You'll thank me later. Amazing, right? Anyway, we went down memory lane today. It's always good, okay? History's good, okay? So we don't repeat the mistakes. What happened to this world that you and I live in? My word, there's some great things, but oh my word. Okay, now, have you guys ordered your book yet? Well, if you're in the United States, you got a few days you got to wait yet because it's not going to be available till Friday, okay? Friday. That's when the book will be available in the US of A. In Canada, you're already making it #1. It's amazing. Have you got, you Canadians, okay? Get your book. Rebuilding Your Temple. You'll love it. What a great, I'm telling you, what a great Christmas gift it makes for a friend, for a loved one, for you. A 30-day devotional, blending health and spiritual soul food. I mean it. You'll love it. I mean it, guys. You won't be disappointed in this book. Okay? Nobody was disappointed in Sun, Steak, and Steel, were they? No, it's good. Okay, so, and just giving you a heads up, Friday I am traveling, so Q&A will be Thursday, okay? So for those of you who watch us live, okay? For those of you who watch us live on 8:30 a.m. in Eastern, what is it? It's not daylight savings anymore. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Okay, so 8:30. You guys know this, but because you're watching live right now. Anywho, we love you dearly. You're so good. Such a smart audience. Talk to you soon.